What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome back to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video, and we are talking about the big report coming from Sky Sports News that Leon Bailey wants to move to the Premier League, and Liverpool sent scouts to watch Leon Bailey in the German Cup final and during the Bundesliga season, and he could be available for a really cut price deal of between 20 to 30 million pounds. So Liverpool could sign him and Thiago as well in the same transfer window, because we are selling Marco Grujic, we are selling Lovren, Shaqiri, Harry Wilson, and Lallana is leaving, so that frees up a lot of wages from the wage bill, and also it could generate 50, 60, 70 million pounds in the transfer market, those player sales. Leon Bailey could be on his way to Liverpool. He's only 22 years old, and in this video you will learn all you need to know about him, and also we will talk about a lot of other Liverpool related stuff. So if you are excited and enjoying these videos, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on the bell notification so you never miss the latest Liverpool transfer news. So Sky Sports are reporting that Leon Bailey is 22 years old. He has still 3 years left on his current deal at Leverkusen, but he wants to play in the Premier League, and he is working with Raheem Sterling's agents, Colossal Sports Management, to boost his chances of securing a transfer to the Premier League. Leverkusen were expected to demand up to 60 million pounds for Leon Bailey this summer, but due to the effect of the pandemic, the financial crisis, and the market prices really went down during this time, so he could be available for less than half of that amount. What is actually interesting is that Leverkusen's opponent in the German Cup final, Bayern Munich, who ended up winning the game 4-2, actually came close to agreeing a 55 million pound deal for Leon Bailey in 2018, but that never really materialized. And the Jamaica international joined Leverkusen from Belgian side Genk for just 12.5 million pounds in January 2017, and he has since scored 19 goals in 89 Bundesliga appearances, including 5 goals and 3 assists this season. So those are not like incredible numbers, but Leon Bailey is still only 22 years old, and if there is a manager in the world who can get the best out of a player like Leon Bailey, it would be Jurgen Klopp, and I think he would be a really awesome player to have. He has a similar skill set to Sadio Mane in that he's very fast, skillful on the ball, he can dribble past people, he has blistering pace, and also he can score goals, and I think Leverkusen probably didn't utilize him in the best way possible. And Leon Bailey feels that this is the right time to make the move to the Premier League, and he has been timed as the quickest player in the Bundesliga actually, and he has been the subject of concrete interest from the Premier League. And you know what, a winger who is only 22, his decision making will only get better. If you look at the numbers, Salah or Mane didn't score like 20-25 goals a season when they were 22 years old, so you shouldn't expect Leon Bailey to score 20 goals when he's only 22. Only a very few select, very special players can do that, but I still think that Leon Bailey has a very good potential, and he could be a really awesome player for Liverpool, and for 20-30 million pounds I think it's an absolute bargain. And what is actually interesting is that Leon Bailey could have played for the England national team, because both of his grandparents hold British passports, and he was being monitored by England boss Gareth Southgate, but ultimately he opted to represent his home country, native Jamaica, because he was born in Kingston, Jamaica, and he probably feels a personal connection to the country, so that's why he chose Jamaica over England. But he still has English heritage, so maybe he wants to move back to England, where his grandparents are from, and try out the Premier League, because I'm sure that many players' dream move is the Premier League. So he is 178 centimeters tall, so he's not a very tall player, but he's very fast, very skillful, and he scored 7 goals in all competitions this season, and he scored 5 goals last season and 12 goals the season before that. That was his first full season with Leverkusen. Before that, He played 2 seasons at Genk, scoring 9 and 7 goals respectively. So he hasn't been like a prolific goal scorer yet, but the fact that he has on average 5 to 10 goals every season shows that there is definitely a player of big talent inside Leon Bailey, and I'm sure that Jurgen Klopp can nurture that talent and really help him become an even better player if Liverpool decide to sign him, which I think we should, because for this amount of money you don't get a lot in the transfer market nowadays. So Leon Bailey would definitely be a very, very good transfer for Liverpool in my opinion. And Leon Bailey in the past has said that fundamentally, and I quote him, "My dream has always been and still is to play in England in the Premier League. If I continue to work hard, I am sure that it will work out and I can make it happen." And I think as a squad player coming off the bench, Leon Bailey is exactly what Liverpool need, because I mean Divock Origi or Oxlade-Chamberlain, they are not true wingers. Leon Bailey is a true winger in the best sense. He's pretty similar to Sadio Mane in that he has a lot of pace, skills, he can dribble past people, he can score goals, get assists, and he can replace Sadio Mane without Liverpool needing to alter their playing style a lot. And also he wouldn't have the instant pressure of starting for Liverpool straight away, so he could have time to implement Jurgen Klopp's ideas into his game and learn how Liverpool play. And maybe after 3 or 4 months he could really be unleashed in the Premier League. And Leon Bailey are not only of interest to Liverpool, but also Manchester United, Man City and even Everton are interested in Leon Bailey. And I'm not sure if Man City are looking to sign him, because Man City are losing Leroy Sané and they probably want to sign a player who is more expensive and better than Leon Bailey. But for Liverpool, it's pretty evident that the gap between Salah, Mane, Firmino and the backup players is just too big. Bailey could certainly close that gap and has what it takes to make a very strong case for himself in the starting 11, as well if he can maintain his fitness. The biggest reason why Jurgen Klopp should be interested in Bailey is the fact that he looks natural on either flank, and that would give Klopp very, very good options going forward. Leon Bailey could serve as an alternative to actually both Mohamed Salah or Sadio Mane, whichever player will be rested, or if any of them get injured or suspended, or if just Jurgen Klopp wants to rotate the team, Leon Bailey could come in straight away and play for Liverpool. And it would be a major upgrade on the likes of Divock Origi or Takumi Minamino. Liverpool let the opportunity slip to sign their primary summer target, Timo Werner, because of financial issues. They were not ready to break the bank on Timo Werner, spending 50 million on the transfer fee and another like 1 million per month on his wages, which is understandable because the financial times are very uncertain right now. But Bailey, on the other hand, is available on a bargain for his talent and his potential. I think it's a very, very cheap deal. Liverpool should pounce on the opportunity. Bailey is still only 22 years old, and even though his form has seen a little bit of a dip of late, but he clearly has the talent to make it big. All he needs is the right manager and the right setup, and Jurgen Klopp is arguably the very best manager in the world right now. And Liverpool's current front three are 28 years old. So Jurgen Klopp needs to be ready with a younger bunch who can step up when required, and Bailey is exactly that sort of player. Liverpool have a track record of making the best bargain deals, and Bailey would be an absolute no-brainer transfer for Liverpool in my opinion. And Jordan Henderson was asked in an interview what makes Jurgen Klopp angry, and he said everything. He's very intense in training. I quite like that. I would say he was a bit angrier when he came to Liverpool at the beginning, but right now, when Jurgen Klopp came, I changed from wanting to be the player that maybe I thought I was in terms of doing everything, to focusing on what the actual team needed. When you are a number 6, you have got to be a lot more disciplined. You have always got to be thinking about protection, counter-pressing, being aware of the counter-attack. Ultimately, I wanted to become successful if it meant playing a certain position that was fine with me. A year ago we had a conversation with when Fabinho signed. He was fantastic in that deeper role, definitely one of the best number 6s in the world, and it was an opportunity to move a little further forward. That was over a year ago, and since then I've played the number 6 position and the number 8 as much as each other. It doesn't really matter. As time goes on, you learn different things tactically. I always felt as though my best position was a box-to-box midfielder who could get up and down the pitch, tackle, work hard, assist, get in the box, but also do the defensive side, counter press. And I just love that about Henderson, that he puts the team above himself and he will do everything he can to help the team win, and that's the most important thing. And Jurgen Klopp told Salah and Mane why they should stay at Liverpool and not change clubs this summer. He said this in an interview: "Tell me a better challenge than being successful with Liverpool FC. There are a lot of big clubs. If you go to Madrid or Barcelona, you win the league 6 or 7 times in 15 years. Bayern win it 9 times in a row, and Juventus is similar. These are great achievements, but what is really interesting is to make an impact here. We try everything to be a really exciting club and to make a really exciting story that everyone wants to be a part of. The plan is for the players to look back and say, one of the most important days of my life was the day I signed for Liverpool." And I think that is a fantastic way to describe what you can achieve with Liverpool, because if you go to Barcelona or Real Madrid, you will be just one of the stars, but at Liverpool you will be forever legends. I mean, this Liverpool team already is forever legendary because of the fact that they won the Premier League for the first time in 30 years. Absolutely brilliant. And James Milner actually said that he could have easily left Liverpool and went to another club. This is what he said: "It was what the manager needed at the time. There's always going to be positions you prefer, but you do what's needed for the team." He's referring to, sometimes playing left back in Jurgen Klopp's first full season. I suppose at that point I could have turned around and said, "No, I don't want to do that. I want to leave." He came to ask me to do it in pre-season, and my mindset was, okay, how can I be the best I can be in that position? And I started to learn the role. A few of the boys were a bit surprised when we set up at pre-season training the next day and I was at left back, but that was part of the fun. Do you want to walk away from Liverpool and a manager of his caliber and not be part of something special? I did the job as best I could, and the year after that, I don't know what was in his mind. Maybe he thought, left back, that's him done. So it was a challenge to force my way back into the reckoning in midfield, and I managed to do that. You never know in football what's around the corner, really. But I just want to contribute and win as many trophies as I can for Liverpool and add to the great history here. I'm biased, but I think the Premier League will be a better place with Leeds United in it. And it will be weird to play against them next season. It seems a long time ago since I pulled on that shirt. You look back at photos and see how big the shirts were back then. Plenty has changed since then. Unfortunately, I was part of the team that got relegated and they haven't come back and recovered just yet. It would be great to see Leeds United back next season, and their fans are incredible as well. So I think James Milner leaves the door open for Leeds United and the potential transfer, but I can still see James Milner staying at Liverpool next season, and maybe after that he will leave. We shall wait and see, but I think he's an absolute model professional, James Milner, and he's a leader in the dressing room and not just on the pitch, and you can't measure that really, how much James Milner guides the young players, helps them, and just he has a very, very good, strong voice in the dressing room, helping his teammates, and I think he's a very invaluable part of Liverpool's squad. And you need those experienced players who have been there, done it, and won a lot of trophies to guide maybe the younger ones in tough moments. And Virgil van Dijk revealed that Jurgen Klopp was one of the main reasons why he chose Liverpool. He said this: "I had the chance to go to Chelsea and Manchester City. When you compare the clubs, you look at the history, the town, the current squad, their plans for the near future, but the most important thing you look at is the manager. Jurgen Klopp is an important reason why I chose Liverpool. Klopp has something special. Is it his energy? Is it his overall image? I sometimes sit and think about what he does and what he has more than others. I think it is his man management. These days that is more important than anything in football. Jurgen Klopp gives you this great feeling. He's genuinely happy when you walk into the club in the morning. It may sound daft, but that really inspires you as a player. I've always said that lifting the Premier League trophy would be a dream. That dream has become reality now. And I mean, I just love this, that Van Dijk chose Liverpool because of Jurgen Klopp. He also said that he wants to win the title next season and the season after that. He wants to win as many trophies and titles as possible. And Jurgen Klopp also said that they inspired the Liverpool squad by, after winning the Champions League, by telling them, we want to experience this feeling again and again and again. And they want Liverpool players to not know when they lifted each trophy because of how many trophies they won in the next 5 years. They want Liverpool to win as many trophies as possible so they can experience that incredible feeling that Liverpool first experienced winning the Champions League last summer. And I mean, it's absolutely incredible to think about it, that probably the hardest trophy to win maybe is the Champions League, and Liverpool have done that before anything else. Before winning either the League Cup, the FA Cup, the Premier League, Liverpool have won the Champions League first, and that is an incredible testament, an incredible achievement to, a big testament to Jurgen Klopp's actual talent. After Liverpool won the Premier League this season, I think we will go again. We will just keep playing and trying to win as many trophies as possible. And in the next 3 years, I think Liverpool can really win a lot of trophies if we get it right in the transfer market as well. I think we just need 1 or 2 transfers just to freshen the squad up a little bit. And I think Leon Bailey would be ideal, Thiago as well. But I will keep on reporting the transfer news for you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. See you later. Goodbye.